Yeah, that is okay. So good morning, class. Good morning, members. I hope you have a good morning. Yeah, so this morning I want to discuss concerning the PHP conditional statement. I want to discuss the PHP conditional statement. And now in the conditional statement now, remember these are what? These are the decision-based word statement. And now they lie on two conditions. It is either one condition is true and one condition is false. And now in the conditional statements, you only have four conditional statements. For example, you can have what you call the if statement. You can have the if-else statement. We can have the nested if, or what we call the if-else if statement, and can have what you call the switch word statement. So this morning, I want to start with the first one, the if statement. There is what you call the if statement. And now for this one, it is used to execute a code if the condition is true. It can only execute a code if the condition is true. In case now the condition is false, there is no way that code can be executed. That is what we call the if statement. It can only execute a block of code as long as the conditions are met. If they are not met, there is no way it can execute what? That code. Now we're able to have the syntax here. Now we can have the syntax here of the if statement. We have the if. Supposed to be where? Supposed to be here. Then here is where you're supposed to output what? Our information here together. Yeah, if the condition is true now, it is executed. You have to open the curly brackets. They are here. You have to open the curly brackets, then you have to close them together before you declare the condition. So if I understood, you have to open the curly bracket after you have declared the condition. So the condition is not inside the curly bracket. For example, we can have a simple example here. I hope I'm very clear. Yeah, we can have a simple example. We can have a simple example here. For example, remember the PHP, you have to embed it in what? In HTML. For example, we have this example here, $age. We have declared age is equals to 20, and we have preceded that statement by using what? A semicolon. Then we have the condition is here. So the first thing to do, you have to declare the variables. $age is equals to 20. Then we have the condition is here. If $age now is less than what? Is less than or equal to 25 now, or this is what you're supposed to print. You're not allowed to do what? To consume a code together. Yeah, maybe you can write this program now, and I say it is supposed to be embedded in HTML together. So let me just share the screen. Let me just go to the text editor, and I hope everyone have a text editor. Did you install one? I hope everyone has a text editor. So let me just open my text editor. We come up with that program. Let me just open the text editor. Yeah. Let me just open my text editor. It is here. This is my text editor now. It is here. So I have to press the code, this code here. I have to press it here. So here I have to open. You can see I have started from the bottom, from HTML. I've gone to the body, then I've closed the body and what? Because we said that PHP has to be embedded in what? In HTML. So just start my tags here for PHP. Then I have to close it here. I have that. Then from there, I have to declare my variables. I have to declare my variable. The first variable, $age. $age is equals to 20. We have that. $age. Then from there, we can have the condition now. This is a variable. $age is equals to what? Is equals to 20. Then the condition is here. If $age, if $age is equals is less than or equal maybe to 25. That is the condition. Then you open our curly bracket here. We have to open it. We have to close in that point now. Then we echo what? then we echo and have that. And you have the double quotes. This is an example here. If the age is equal to 20, then you have the condition, then you have what? You have this statement together. So once you're through now, you're supposed to now to launch, or you print this information using what? A browser. So let me just launch using a browser. Using a browser here. And using in Firefox. Yeah. Yeah. Any question on the program before I run the program? Any question? Any question? Any clarification? You can ask a question before I proceed. I hope everyone have understood that point. So let me just open my browser now. So let me share the screen. Let me just share. I'm sharing the screen. Just a minute, I share the screen. Yeah, it is here. I hope you can see the output now. It is here. You are not supposed to take alcohol together. That is what we call the if what, the if statement. We have said that the age is equals to 20. And you have said if age is less than 25, you're not supposed to do that alcohol. So this in this code now, it has satisfied the condition. Because the condition is true, it has been what satisfied now. In case now the condition was not satisfied now, that is where the if else comes in. That is where the if else comes what? Comes in. Any question? Any question? So can I proceed to the next one? Can I proceed? So should I proceed to the next one? The if else. Yeah, that is okay. So we can proceed now to the next one. There is what we call the if else statement. There is what we call the if else statement. And for this one now, it is used to execute when the condition is true or when the block of code result is true. So you have two conditions here. One is true and one is what? And one is false. We must have two conditions. One is true and one it will only execute if the condition is true. If it's false now, it exists what? The block. For example, have the syntax is here. I hope it is now. We have then we have the code to be executed here. Together, if it is true, if we have else, the condition to be executed if the condition is what is false. This is the syntax here. Just confirm the syntax. The condition is here. The code or the statement to be executed if it is true, and one to be executed if it is what it is false. But we must be having what the else statement. We must be having the else statement. And that is the statement. You can confirm it. You can ask a question on the syntax. I hope the syntax is clear. So we can have an example here. You can have an example. You can have this. Still, I'm using the age to the example now. You have said $age is equals to 26. $age is equals to 26. If age is less than or equal to 25, we echo this or we print what? This information. If now the condition has not been met, now we have what? Enjoy the drinks. Together, you can have this, you can have it, is here. And you can see now the code to be executed is within the curly bracket. the code to be executed is within what the curly bracket. Maybe you can write this program now. Is it clear? Any question on that program if I write it? Or any clarification? Because I'm going to write that program. I want to write that program. Is it clear? I come up with a program. Let me just write the program. And let me share the screen. Let me just share my text editor. It is taking some time to load, but it is loading. It is loading. Now it is here. We have the screen, so you can come up with that program now. The if else statement program. We can have the program is here. So now we can test the program in the browser. We see whether it is loading. Let us run the program in the browser. Yeah, so let me share the screen on the browser, on the output on the browser. Just share the screen. It is here still. We have the same condition now. What if now you have the same condition? Because you have said now by age in our program here we have said we have declared that age is equals to 20. What if now is change now from 20 to 27? We see the effect of the program. Yeah, let us have now the age is equals to 27. We see the effect. Let me just learn the program. We see whether is here. Because the condition has been what has been set. What if now I change in the code now the age is equals to 10? If I have 10, the condition changes here. Is what it changes here. In case I just modify to 28, it changes. Yeah. I hope you have seen that. Any question on that? Any question? Any question or any clarification? I hope the programming is easy. I'm trying to make it very, very easy because programming is very, very easy. Programming is very, very easy. It's supposed to be in your fingertips. It's very easy. I hope it is. I hope I have simplified it. Derek, is it simplified? Derek. Yeah. What about Francisca? Is it Francisca said it's simplified? What about Matthew and Batty? Is it simplified? Yeah, that is okay. That is what we call the if else what is the statement here, but we have two blocks of code to be executed. One is true and one is what? One is false. Now we can proceed to what we call the nested if. Let us proceed. Let me share the screen. I want to proceed. I'm sharing the screen. I want to proceed to what we call the nested if or the if else if what state. Yeah, so what happens is this one, the if else if statement. Now what happens? We have different codes together. Instead of conditions, there are more than two together. For example, you can have the five conditions which are supposed to be met. We have five conditions, but only one condition is supposed to be met. Together, we have five conditions, but only the condition which is true is supposed to be executed. That is what we call the if else if what statement. Is here you can have the syntax now. You can see now you're having the first condition is here. First condition is here. Then we have the block of code to be executed. We have the second condition is here. And now we have the code or the condition two to be executed within the curly bracket. Then you can have the third. You can have even 10, but only one code is supposed to be executed. The one which is true. Together we can have this example here. We can have now this example. We have declared a dollar speed. Dollar speed is equals to 110. Dollar speed is equals to 110, and you have said if dollar speed is less than 60, if this is less than 60, then what? Then we print what? Safe driving speed. Else, if speed is between is greater than 60, when we say now we have this one, we have this operator here, greater than 60. So from 61 to 99, together we have this information. You are burning extra fuel. Then else we have this result is the dangerous. So in case you're driving more than 100 kilometers per hour, result is the dangerous. So you can come up with this program. You can come up with that program. Let me just write it. Yeah, let me just write the program. We can have dollar speed now. Just remove this. We can have dollar speed. Speed is equal to what? Is equal to 110. We have that. Then you have if the first condition is here, if speed is less than 60, then you have what? We have this information. Echo. If driving that information. Else if this condition has not been met, then what else? You must have another condition here. You can see we are using the add operators. Here we have using this operator. This is what we call the add word operators. And have that. Then you can have a curly bracket here. If that condition is met, then you have if now all these conditions are not met, then we must have what another condition. In case now the first conditions are not met, then we have else. Have this now. The default one, you have the default statement, you have the default statement, and have echo. Is we have this. This is the code now. We have it here. We can ask a question. Yeah, ask a question. Ask a question now. Just look at the code now. You can ask a question or any clarification. So can we run the program now? Can we run the program? So are you create the program? I run the program. You can confirm now that we have cleared even after once we create the variable now, it must be preceded by a semicolon. Even when you are printing the statement whereby we have the echo, you must precede it, or it must have what as a semicolon. You have to break that statement. Yeah. So let me run the program now. The browser. Let me run the program in the browser. Even before I run the program, so who can give me the output of this program? Someone to give me the output of this program before I run it. Yeah. Someone should give me the output of this program. Just take the output of this program. I want to see the output of this program. So Jerry, what is the output of this program? What is the output of this program? What you know is dangerous. What about the rest? I want to see. Yeah, currently have said it is dangerous. What about Musafi Soy and Pati Lumuna? Matthew, I'm waiting for your response. I want to see the output. Yeah, what about Soy? I'm waiting for his feedback. Yeah, so let us run the program we see now. Everyone have said that the output is supposed to be what is dangerous. So let me run the program. is here. So we can have the output of our program is here. And I can see everyone is correct. That is good. That is good. Everyone is correct. The result that is output. The result is dangerous. But if now we try to modify the code, let me just get back to the code here. We try to manipulate the code, we see whether it can output what? Different information based on what? Based on the variable we have declared, we have declared. Let me just get back to the code. It is here. What if now you had declared that the speed is equals to 110? What if you declare the speed is supposed to be, it has half 58? So think of that. It has half what? It has half 58. So what is the output of this program now? In case now we have said that the speed is equals to 58. What is the output now? How to see the output now? Just the output of this program. If you have taken now the speed is equals to 58. Let me see the output. Just repeat. Yeah, and then you have said safe driving speed. Yeah, even it seems that we have a safe driving speed. So let me run the program. Let me run the program. So let's see the output. And it is here we have what? Safe driving speed. So that is what we call the if else statement whereby we have different conditions, but only the condition which is true is supposed to be what? Executed. Yeah, we have to do that. So maybe I can proceed now to the what? To the switch statement now. The next is what we call the switch statement. We have the switch what statement. Still now, the switch statement is used to perform different actions based on what? Based on different conditions. But now what happens in this one now, we have different cases. You can have case one, you can have case two, you can have case three. Then you're supposed to break between the cases. You can do what? You can break between what the cases. We have said is used to perform different actions based on what? Different conditions. Still, the previous example, we can express it using what? A switch statement. You can have this is a general syntax here. X whereby X is what the keys. I think I can have it here. You have keys value one, then you have the code to be executed. Then we break that statement. We go to keys two. Then we have the code to be what to be executed. There's a comment. There's a what? There's a comment. We break keys one, keys two, keys three. Then we have the default what? We have the default keys. In case now all the previous cases or the conditions were not met now, you must be having one which is the default. This is the syntax. This is the syntax now. Any question or any clarification on the syntax? Any question or any clarification? Then you can have a simple program is here. You can have a simple program here. Yeah, we can have a simple program is here using cars now. Because the first thing you're supposed to do, remember in the syntax we had what? Switch keys. The switch keys is here. We have what? Keys car is here together. So the first thing you have to do now, you have to declare that Toyota is equals to what? Is equals to Nissan is equals to Toyota in me. Toyota is equals to that. Then you are switching what? You are switching keys car here. In case now you change car maybe to Toyota here, you have a different output. In case you have it is supposed to be Audi, you have what? A different output. open my text editor. Yeah, it is visible now. I have to remove all this information. Let me just remove all that information. You can have $cam. That is the first case here. Then you have to break that statement. We have to break it using semicolon. Then you can have the second case here, and have the case 2 here. Then we have echo. Then once you are through, you have to break it. Break. That is our second case. Then you can have the third case before you have the default statement. You can have be very, very careful because we see now PHP is what is case sensitive. Then you have to break. Then now you're supposed to have the default statement. In case now all the conditions here are not met now, we must have the default statement. So here just take default. We have the default. Then you have what? Colon. You have the default. Then you have what? The full colon. And here is for the case you're supposed to have the full colon. Supposed to have the full colon for the case, not a semicolon. We have $cam is okay. Then you have to close your curly bracket. So the program is here. The program is here. So what is the output of this program? I want to see the output of this program. Yeah, I want to hear from someone the output of this program now is here. Yeah. Just look at the program. We have the switch car now, and we have the variables. We have the keys 1, keys 2, keys 3. Then you have what? The default keys. So let me see the output of this program. I want to see the output of this program. Yeah, we can have a Batty is the best. What about Beatrice? You have just joined. I want to see the output. Beatrice. Yeah, what about Henry Oshing? I want to see the output. I'm waiting. Can see the rest are typing. Yeah, let us run the program is the output now. I can see what it's saying. Jago is the best. Let us run the program. Let me run the out. Let me run the program. Yeah, that is correct. This is the output of this program now. This is the output of this program now. Yeah, that is correct. Now, I want to do something here. I want to introduce an error in this program. I want to do what? To introduce an error to this program. I see whether you can debug the program. But again, the program is has no error now. It has no syntax error. It's working very, very well. I want to introduce now an error to this program. I see whether you can detect the error. Let me add an error to this program. Let me add an error to this program. Yeah, let me add some errors to this program. Yes, I have added some errors to this program now. I want you to debug now. I want you to inform me the reason for that error. I have added some errors. Let me just share the screen now. Let me just reload the page now. Let me just reload it. You see the errors we have. I want to debug it now. Yeah, you can see now we're having some errors here. Together, we're having some what? Some error. I've introduced a new error to this program. Now I will get back to the code now. I want to inform me the reason for that error because you must be knowing as programmers, you must be knowing even how to debug. Yeah, let me just change the code now. Inform me the reason for that error. We have it is here. Yeah, I want to find out the reason for that error. I have introduced an error to this program. Yeah. So what is the reason for that error? Someone should inform me. Yeah, I want to hear from everyone. Matthew, what is the reason for that error? There is an error to that program. Someone to detect the error. Can see any, yeah. Derek is saying a semicolon. On which line? You must specify the line. Derek specify the line. Yeah, Derek is saying line 17. Yeah. That is Henry. Who else? Yeah, Francisca. So Derek line 17. Yeah, who else? I want to hear from everyone. A bit I want to hear from you. You have not responded today. What about sewing? Just confirm. I want to see the error now. I want to inform me the error. So Francis have said that line 17 has a semicolon instead of a full colon. Yeah. What about Matthew? Okay. Yeah, for Matthew. We have Henry Ochieng, there's a semicolon. That case. What about Matthew? What about Matthew? Yeah, Beatrice, line 17. Sorry, line 17. What about Batty? What about Batty? So I can see everyone is saying line 17. Let us see. Because now, as programmers, now we have to prove each other who is right and who is wrong. I think that everyone is saying line 17. Remember, your error was not on line 17. Your error was on line 6. Remember your error here. Let me just show you. Let me just show you something. Let me just show you something. Let me just show you on how you debug a code. It's a good programmer. Now look at this. Look at the output now. And together, your error was on what? On line 6. So you have to start on line 6. Maybe line 17 has no effect. Maybe line 17 has no effect. So you have from what? From line 6 together. You can say now you're having what? A pass error together. You can say now you're having an unexpected either semicolon or a full colon or a curly bracket on what? On line 6. So you have to get back to line 6. Just get back to the code on line. Yeah. On line 6. On line 6 now, I have used a semicolon. I have used what? A semicolon. I have to remove that semicolon. We should do not have a semicolon or any full colon at the switch. Let me just save it. I have saved it. Let me run the program. We see what it's supposed it is to run. Yeah. Everyone said line 17. Let me just show you. Yeah. See the output now. Look at the output. It is on line 6. Line 6 had a problem, not line 17. At the case now, it had no effect. So I have proved you wrong. Everyone, I have proved everyone wrong. Because now you're supposed to check on line 6, not line 17. On line 17 here, I also added semicolon at the case. It has no effect. It has no. No, I have proved everyone wrong. Yes. So Francisca Ochieng, Soy, Emilio, you don't confirm line 17. You just confirm on line 6 where the error is appearing. Is it clear? It's clear now. Yeah. If I show the code now, line 17 is the same. I just confirm. Look at line 17. Still have what? A semicolon. It has no effect. It has no what? It has no effect. Any question at that point? Any question? Any clarification? Because I want to have some programs together. I want to have some programs now because we are through the what? The if, the condition statement now. Together we have the code. We are through the condition statement. I want to have some programs now. I want to get some programs using what? The if statement, the if else statement, the switch statement, and the nested if. Yeah, anything that is correct. You can use a full colon on a semicolon at that case. It has no effect. but we prefer using what? A full colon. It has no effect. You can use a full colon, a semicolon, other case. But for echo, you have to use what? A semicolon. So you can use a full colon here. We prefer using what? A full colon. But even if it's a semicolon, it has no what? It has no effect. So any question on the conditional statement? You can ask some questions now. Any question? Because I want we come up in some programs. I'm waiting for questions before I proceed. If you don't use the break now, you'll have some errors. Francesca, together you can have some words, some errors. Together you have to break. In case you don't break now, we'll have some errors now because it will assume it is one word, it is one block. That is why we are breaking the statement. Another question? Yeah. Any other question before I proceed? Yeah. So can I come up with some examples? So there is a question here from Musoi. How do you detect errors? So what happens, Musoi? It will indicate the line. For example, in case it is line 6 now, you have to go to line 6. Together, you have to go to line 6. For example, let me just show you. For example, like this one here. If I remove that semicolon here and I save, then what? And I save now. I have removed the semicolon which was here and I save. Once I run the program here, show you. So once I run the program now, will have an error on that line. Let me just show you. Let me just show you. So you realize, Musoi, we are having an error on line what? On line 19. Look at this. We're having what? An error on line 19. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get back to your code on line 19. Together. So you get back to what? On line 19. Together. So get back to on line 19 now. You have to get back on line 19. Then you realize now what is here together. So before you break the statement here, can you see? Yes, before you break here, there was a problem here. I think that there was a problem where there. You just put what? A semicolon, and you say right together. And because the error is appearing before what? Before this break is appearing where? Yeah. Then you just run the program. Once you save your work now, you just come and what? And run the program. Verify the output. Yeah, I hope it is clear now. Any other question? Any other question? I hope that it is well understood. So if I come up with some examples here, it is well understood. Yeah, so let us have another program here. Let us have some programs now in PHP. Let us have some programs. Let us have other programs now. Let's have some programs. Maybe you can have a program now. Maybe you requested You come up with a program to check the student grade based on the marks. Together, you come up with a program to check what. For example, you can have this, maybe it's a comment, it's a program. This program now, write a program to check the student grade based on what? Based on the marks. So together, this is a what, this is a code, this is a comment. So you can come up with that program now. This one you can use the switch statement or you can use what? The nested if. Right together. So the first thing you're supposed to do now, you have to declare whatever the variable $max. You can have $max. If it's equals to, you can have is equals to 40. Then you have what as a colon. Then you have if max is greater than or equal to 70. You have that. Then you have that. Equal. We have grade A. Have else if just this else if marks now are greater than or equal to 60, you have what? You have grade B. And you have else if just take this else if marks is greater than or equal to 50, then you can have this output here. Grade C with this. Then you can have now we can have the default statement else you have failed. You have failed. You have failed. This is a simple program now to check the student grade based on what? Based on the mark or the marks. Yeah. Look at the program. Any question? Any question on the program? Just confirm the program. Any question? Other program. Any question? So let us run the program now. I want to hear from. Let me hear from. Let me hear from Kralin, the output of this program. Kralin, what is the output of this program? Let me hear from you. What is the output of this program? What is the output of this program? Which grade will this program print? Yeah, grade D. Yeah, let us run the program we see. Yeah, we have this. I hope you can see the output is here. You have, let me see, 40. Let me see. It has indicated you have failed. You have failed. For these ones, these are the normal errors now. I'm not, because math is not what a constant. I think that math is not what a constant. This has no effect. Let me see where it is saying you have failed. Let me see where it is saying you have failed. Let me just get back to the code. Yeah, you have failed. The reason is so D is wrong. You have grade D. Look at this code here. Let me just show you the code. Look at this code here. Look at that. This code. You look at the code. It is here. Now look at now. He said mark is equals to 40. If it is equals to 40. But now look at this condition here. If marks are greater than 40, so this one will pick from what? From 41. Look at that. I missed it. Why it's supposed to? Let me just use 39. We see the effect. Let me just use 39. You see the effect. Yeah. Let me add here. I'm supposed to have a problem here. Let me just debug the problem. Let me add the dollar sign here. There's a dollar sign. Yeah. The dollar sign. Just use the same 40 is correct. Yeah, you're supposed to have, you have graded D. Let me run the program. Yeah, that dollar sign could have affected. Yeah, let me run the program now. I have debugged the program. So this is the output now. You have what? You have grade, you have grade. They're together. Yeah, you have grade D because now PHP is what case sensitive. Together we had used dollar marks, then we are using what marks together. You have what? You have grade D. What if now we just have a different what? We create a different grade here. Just get back to the code. What if now this junction what if now we have the let us have the 59. Let's have 59. So what will be the output of this program in case you have 59? What will be the output of this program? What will be the output of this program? Yeah, Otieno grade C. What about the rest? Yeah, that is correct. Grade C. So let us run the program. We see the output now. On the program, yeah, I'm running the program. Yeah, we have it here. We have grade. We have it is here. That is correct. And that is enough for today. Yeah, yeah. So it is okay. So it is okay. Permission granted. So how was the class today now? How was the class today? How was it today? Because now in our next class now, I'll be dealing with the loops. So together, I'll be having what we call the iteration statements. For example, you can have the for loop, you can have the whole loop, the do while together is for next loop. So in our next class now, be ready for the loop, the loops, or what we call iteration statements. Where we have some repetitions. So how was the class today? You can use your mic now. Just use your mic now. You are free to use your mic. I want to hear from Clarin. How was the class today? Just use your mic. So, Otian, how was the class today?
It was good.
It was good. So, I hope you understood everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that is okay. What about Henry Oshien? What about Henry?
Class was good.
Yes, pardon?
The class was good.
Yeah, that is okay. What about Beatrice then? Yeah, we can have Francisca. It was good and understandable. That is okay. What about Beatrice? How was the class today? Yeah, what about Mbati? Have you understood everything? How was the class today? It was great. It was great from Karin. So the class. So now I don't have some. What I'll do now, there's a question I'm leaving on the VDA. There's a question I'm leaving using what? The conditional statement. I want to work on it together. I want to work on it. And you said me because I'll mark together. Work on it. Then you said because I'll mark that program. So let me just post it for you. Then still, I'll upload now. I'll upload these notes now. I'm just uploading them now. I'll upload now some questions here. And still, the notes on what? The conditional statements. Let me just put the question for you. Just confirm, I have posted the question. So I want to come up with that program now. Yeah. It's supposed to write a program in PHP to show the day of the week using what? Using the switch statement together. So just work out on that program. I'll mark. Just confirm the program. Any question before I close the class? Any other question? Any question before I close the class? In case of no question, so I wish you a good day. So have a good day and keep safe. You have to keep safe from this pandemic. Just have a good day. So work on that question.